I've been at Audi Nines all week. Let's take a look at what happened. Oh my gosh, it's Cinco de Mayo here, and it is literally snowing, and I'm freezing cold. One of the tough things about being a filmmaker is I do want to vlog and I do want to take a behind the scenes story, but most of the time I'm being hired to shoot for someone else or to shoot another project or to shoot a film, and all of my attention and effort and creativity needs to be into that project, because if not, then I don't make any money and I don't get to travel and do what I do. So much of my effort goes into those films, and then I just try and do some vlogs and some behind the scenes stuff whenever I can. This is one of those times. Audi Nines is unlike any event that I've ever seen or been a part of. They invite the best athletes, the best photographers, the best filmmakers. They have the best creative team. They have the best drone operators, these race drones that are zipping through the air. It is literally unlike any event. As cool as Audi Nines is, it comes with a lot of hard work. You know, up super early, go to the mountain, film all day, get home, start dumping, offloading, ingesting your media, maybe take a quick nap while it's doing so, maybe a shower as well, and then literally edit till dinner, eat dinner, edit some more, literally edit till 2, 3, 4 in the morning, go to sleep, wake up 7 or 8 a.m., do it all again for a week. It is seriously, absolutely bonkers, but it's also one of the most life-giving and fun jobs that I've ever had. So the weather was pretty shitty all week. A lot of flat light, a lot of overcast, so therefore the athletes aren't really able to perform to their best ability, and you don't get to see it in video or photos as well as it could. Day 3, there was this little window during lunch. All the filmers, most of the athletes went in except for me, David, a couple other athletes. Sun came out and the sesh went down. One of the cool things from that day was that since I was the only filmer on the Knuckle, the distillery crew, the crew that Audi Nines hires to film the whole event, they asked me to use my footage, which is a huge honor. Like, you know, they're some of the best filmmakers in the world, and they're asking me to use my footage. I was floored, and to see that footage actually used in the edits was absolutely insane. If you're still wondering, yes, I am still aimlessly walking around this town that seems to be closed because it's Sunday. Seen a handful of people and more handful of things that are not open. I wouldn't pick another town to be stuck in where nothing is open, because this place is absolutely gorgeous. I do have to give a huge shout out to the crew from the distillery. Mark, you and your team are amazing. What is so cool about this event is they were so beyond organized. They give footage to every single athlete that's there, and every filmer that's there is responsible for doing dailies. If you're in the filmmaking world, you're kind of familiar with that word, dailies or selects. And so every filmmaker goes and trims down all their footage to the best shots ever. They put them on a server, they do it in chronological order, all the cameras are synced up in time code, and then they color code, the color label each shot into lifestyles, action, behind the scenes, you know, whatever it is. And that way, when the editor goes in and needs to pull, you know, certain clips, he literally has a full timeline of every single filmer's clips in chronological order with the correct label, so that way it makes the editor's job so much easier to go through and edit. And also, speaking as someone who edits almost everything I shoot, when they gave me David's footage, oh my gosh, it was so easy to go through and literally be able to focus my attention and creativity into the edit instead of having to go through and find every single clip, because they'd already done basically the hard work for me. So Mark, you and your crew are absolutely amazing at what you guys do. So one of the things that was super dope is Mark came up to me on the last day. Mark is the director for the distillery. Since he saw the footage that I got on the knuckle a couple days previous, he asked me if I would be their knuckle filmer and basically filming on the knuckle, like between the jump and the landing. And he asked if I would be their filmer for the team and that they would use my footage. I was absolutely honored that, you know, he would ask me to do that. So not only was I filming for David, I was actually filming for the entire event. And honestly, it was super sick. I couldn't be more stoked on being asked to be a part of their team and on that day. And yeah, so that's why most of the shots are actually from the knuckle. But yeah, super sick experience. Last year I had the opportunity to film with David at Audi Nines actually, and if I'm being honest, I was super insecure about being there. You know, you're literally working with some of the best filmmakers, the best photographers, best athletes in the world, and the course was 3 to 4 times as big as it was this past year, and I didn't know what to do, if I'm being honest. The course was so big. There was racing, there was slope style, there was big air, there was quarter pipe. Like, I honestly didn't know what to do because I'm trying to document the whole thing, and I ended up being super insecure. I didn't feel worthy of being there. But this year, I was way more confident. I had a great relationship with David. We've spent a year working together. And this year I felt way more confident. I was gonna go session each feature as best as I could for about an hour or 2 at a time. That way, when I made my edit, I had a bunch of different angles to work with and kind of stitch together. Hello. Let's go up there. That looks pretty fun. I've always had a rule of thumb that as much as I love hiring out second shooters or having teams, I never fully rely on anyone else to get the shot. I think I'm in someone's backyard. Yep, totally am. Basically, the way I approached it was knowing that the distillery team was going to have most, or if not all, of the shots. That's super great, but I want to make sure that I get my own shots. That way I can use them in my own edit. And yeah, you know, being able to rely and depend on yourself is always a good rule of thumb. If you're always seeking to rely on other people's footage, you're gonna come up empty-handed more times than not. And I'm speaking from experience from shooting with X Games and working with ESPN or Do Tour, any of those events that we filmed for competition. It's just super hard to get your hands on the footage, so you want to make sure that you can get it all in camera by yourself without relying on other people's footage, and whatever you get in the end is just bonus. So I want to wrap up this video by talking about the end of the week at Audi Nines. It's called the Gala Night, or Gala. I said Gala, I don't know. It is literally the coolest night for not only the athletes, but the filmmakers and the photographers. They have awards for best style, best GoPro shot, best photography. It is seriously so cool. And then they're just dropping all the best clips of the week. The athletes are getting hype, the filmers are getting hype, the photographers are getting hype, the sponsors that are there are getting hype. It is seriously all of the hard work that goes in from the building to the planning to the shooting, the editing, the riding, the skiing. It all comes to fruition that last night when we all get to celebrate and watch all of the hard work all on the big screen. Look, I'm almost to the castle. I made it to the top of the castle, and it's snowing. Wow. Honestly, it's pretty surreal. I didn't know that when I started this video today that I was gonna end up in a castle, let alone at the top of a castle. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you want to see more adventures of your boy JB, definitely subscribe, leave a comment below, leave a thumbs up if you'd like, don't leave a thumbs down, and if you do, hit it twice.